What is up, guys? Quick update on Facebook's new algorithm, which has basically killed media buyers. I'm basically dead right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. My life's pretty much over. And as you can see, I've moved into a completely new office, a makeshift office right now to make this video. My life is totally over. No, I'm just kidding. I actually had a newborn 2 months ago. I got a new son, third child, and I had to move out of my snazzy office into this makeshift office. So if you're wondering,
where's Andre? Where's his YouTube videos at?
This is where they're at now. Okay, we on the lo-fi production wave now, my friends. We doing lo-fi music right now. Okay, so basically Facebook came out with a new update to their ad buying algorithm, and they came out with really 3 updates. One of them is called Andromeda, another one of them is called Sequence Learning, and another one of them is called Gem. Okay, you don't really need to know the names, you just need to know what they do and if they can make you money or not. And I believe this new update is super powerful, because basically you don't need these fancy whiz-bang campaign setups anymore. Okay, a lot of people were running campaigns where they had multiple ad sets, multiple campaigns, targeting multiple interests, targeting obviously multiple demographics. And really what you're doing when you're doing that is you're trying to outsmart Meta. Okay, and let me just be very kind to you. It's like, you're not going to outsmart Meta. They hire the smartest rocket science type nerds in the world. They're literally paying them billions of dollars. I think one AI engineer was just offered $1 billion. $1 billion. And so all of us plebs in the world, all of us normie media buyers and normal people in the world, we're not going to outsmart them. They know what they're doing best with the algorithm. I've been running ads since 2009. Okay? For many years, Meta, Facebook had no idea what they were doing with their algorithm. And so we had to come up with all these little tricks and settings and complex things to outsmart the algorithm. But now it's come to a point where we just need creative. And if you've been online for the last few months, you've probably heard this idea. It's like creative is the new targeting, right? And so what does this really mean? So in this video, I'm just gonna go over what you need to run ads for your business. This is going to be a very simple video. I'm going to make things very straightforward, and it's going to be very clear, because media buying really should be a straightforward and clear process. It shouldn't be complex. It shouldn't require you to have a PhD or a degree in rocket science to run ads. So first thing is first, you only need 1 campaign now. So if you've been running 2 campaigns where you've had a testing campaign and a scaling campaign, which I've been doing with clients as well, you don't need to do that anymore. So what I would recommend, and what I'm doing, is just consolidating my ad spend to the campaign that's doing well. In some cases, it might be the testing campaign at the lower ad spend that's doing better. So start consolidating your ad budget into the one campaign that's doing well. We'll also want to start consolidating your ads and start taking them from the ad sets and putting them into the one ad set, which we're going to get into now. So basically, you only need 1 ad set now. You don't need multiple ad sets testing all the different variants of a type of person that you're targeting or different avatars. You just need 1 ad set. Okay. And what are you going to put into this 1 ad set? Now, this is where the skill really comes down to. And for a lot of people, a lot of media buyers, they don't have this skill, and that's an understanding creative. And what does understanding creative mean? It really means, what does it take for someone to buy your product or service? What do they need to know to make a decision to buy your product or service? And so this really comes down to principles of persuasion, principles of trust, good old marketing fundamentals, really. And so if you're not familiar with Eugene Schwartz and the levels of awareness, I would suggest looking into that, because that is really going to help you figure out what type of creatives you need to market your product or service successfully in the 2025. Because if you do not make it past this stage, your business is basically cooked. Basically, if you do not figure this out, your business is cooked, okay, is what I'm trying to say. And so to simplify it, because I don't want to leave you hanging there, I feel like I left you guys on a cliffhanger right there. Basically, you're going to need 3 types of ads or 3 types of themes within that 1 ad set, okay? And so the first is you're going to need top of funnel ads. Now, this really is where a lot of marketers, a lot of businesses struggle. They do not understand top of funnel. And so I'm going to break down a little bit of what top of funnel is off the dome too. I'm not reading off anything for this. No script out here, boy. And this ain't no AI video. I know a lot of you guys using Hey Gen for your little videos, your little 11 labs, you little train that on your little voice. Nah, this is real, boy. This is that real deal Holyfield right here now, okay? So anyway, Top of funnel creatives. What the heck is a top of funnel creative? It's basically a piece of content that's meant to introduce you and your product or service to the world. Introduce is the key word here. I'm not saying sell, okay? I'm not saying finesse. I'm not saying beat them over the head with what your product or service does. I'm just saying introduce the beliefs and worldview that one would need to adopt before they buy your product or service. Because you're speaking to a very ice cold audience. You're speaking to complete strangers with your top of funnel content. And so what I like to do for top of funnel content and what we do at my agency is we make these like mini VSLs, okay? These mini VSL ads that are like, they're usually between 3 to 5 minutes long, okay? So that 3 to 5 minute video is very powerful at getting someone to shift their beliefs and get them to adopt a certain worldview that you're trying to present. Okay? That's very important, right? You can't go to Disneyland if you don't believe in the idea of Disneyland. Bars. Dropping bars here, okay? And so once you figure out that top of funnel creative, you're gonna create the second type of ad. These are middle of funnel ads. Now, a lot of you guys are pretty good at middle of funnel ads. This is where you're like,
are you struggling with back pain? Then you need to do this type of massage, and we do this type of massage at my massage parlor.
And you can apply that to any type of offer you guys are running, okay? I hope you guys are smart enough to do that. You are? Great. Now, middle of funnel ads are basically testimonials, case studies, side-by-side comparisons, you know, the us versus them type of ads, demo ads where you're like demonstrating your product and why it's different. You can even have like UGC ads here where a person's saying like, hey, this does this is so cool. And they're like, this transformed my life, this changed my life. And so that's a middle of funnel ad. The third type of ad you're gonna wanna insert into your ad set, into your campaigns, is the bottom of funnel ad. These ads are very easy to create. And the reason they're very easy to create is because you're speaking to hot buyers. These are people who already know your product or service and they just need a reason to act now. And so what works best here are limited time promotions, bundles, discounts, and basically ads where you're creating a sense of urgency, okay? And you don't even need video ads really for these. What I find works best is static ads. So your ad account is basically just gonna be a mix of these video ads at the top of funnel, these shorter, I would say like this, longer video ads at the top of funnel, shorter video ads and static images in the middle of funnel, and then your static images at the bottom of funnel. And that's really it. And that, you put that all into your ad account, you just jam that into your ad account and you call it a day. And no, you don't call it a day. What you're gonna do is let that run for 3 to 7 days. And what you're gonna do is by the third day, by the seventh day, you're gonna start adding in new creatives, right? Because what Meta wants is new, fresh creatives so that it can go out and find people at different stages of awareness to create kind of like a mini funnel that takes someone from not knowing who you are to having them buy your product and love your product and become an advocate for your product. And you may be asking, okay, why is Meta doing this? Because I think this is probably the most fascinating question of why Meta is doing this. And I think it really is because one, they can technologically, the tech is there now to do it. The AI is there. The rocket scientists can figure this out now. But the main reason really is financial reason. They make creating ads much easier, setting up ads much easier. But what they probably found internally is that your discount offers and your BOGO offer static images only go so far, right? They only go up to here. You need more people to even hear about you. And in order to do that, you need to be aware of this idea of top of funnel ads. And so I think what they're trying to do is teach every advertiser, teach every business owner, like, hey, if you want to make more money, you got to get more people to get to know who you are. And this doesn't just mean running ads. This means creating a specific type of ad that's going to get more people to understand and be introduced to your world. All right. So guys, that's it for me. If you found this helpful, let me know. And if you want me to do a video on like the 10, even 20 different types of ad types that you should be having in your ad campaign, let me know in the comments below. Maybe drop the word Meta. I don't know. Figure it out. Guys, you figure that out. I ain't about that life.